Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm Scott Stevenson. I'm a LA-based DP and Gaffer with a 3-ton grip and electric truck. In today's video, I'm going to take you along for a Gaffer job that I did in Orange County. It was actually a little bit further. It was more like Laguna Beach, Dana Point. It was a beautiful area, but it was really rainy and there was a ton of traffic going out. It's a 2-day shoot, and we were pretty much in this house the whole time. The first day was interviews, and the second day was mainly capturing B-roll. Here's a look at our first set. We had Aperture 600D pushing into this 4x4 LCD that I got from the Grip House. Very similar to the quality of honey crates. And here's a look at our interview. We had a 2-camera interview. We had a medium shot on a 35 and a closer shot on an 85. And all I really had going was blacked out this window, and I had a little tube for a hair light, and the 600D was doing most of the work. And then there was a little backlight through the window as well. So yeah, pretty simple setup on the first day. We were shooting, I think, on the Canon C200s with the Cooke S4 set of lenses. So yeah, it looked really amazing. And that rounded out our first day. Just wrapped my shoot. We actually finished pretty early. We finished at like 1:32, but it was a long drive. It was all the way out in Dana Point, which was probably like maybe an hour and a half. Yeah, so the shoot was a walk away, so we didn't really have to wrap any gear. We were able to just minimize the cameras and the lighting and everything, kind of like stage everything over in the kitchen and just kind of leave it for tomorrow. So that'll be nice. We'll get up and filming pretty easily. Today was just an interview, and tomorrow we're shooting all the B-roll for that, so it should be cool. Hardest part is the drive. It's like 4 hours, 2 hours driving there and 2 hours driving back, and plus I have to deal with the truck, and I just put some gas in it because it was like $140 in gas to fill the truck up. That's part of having a grip truck. So filled it up so I have some gas for tomorrow, and I'm all set because it's going to be early day again. Probably going to have to wake up around 5 a.m. like I did this morning. Hopefully it's not too rainy like it was this morning, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Good morning. It's super early in the morning. It's like 5:30 a.m. and heading out to a gig right now in Dana Point, California, almost by Laguna Beach. You know, like the old MTV show Laguna Beach. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, California, here we come. So that's where we're going today, to a really nice house over there. But just gotta wake up super early to get out to the truck to be able to fight through the traffic to get down to like Orange County area. So let's get it. Just about any lighting or grip gig that we have usually involves us starting out the day by going and dropping off our personal vehicle and picking up the grip truck. I know a lot of people who are thinking about getting a grip truck or a production van or some way to transport their C-stands and their lights and their camera gear and carts. It's a really big thing to kind of get into, and when I first started, I really didn't understand how much all went into it. But one of the really big things is it's important to find a safe, secure spot to put your vehicle, with, you know, gated parking and security cameras and surveillance and things like that. You really want to make sure that your investment is secure and nobody's going to mess with your truck or break into your van, break your windows. That's a terrible thing. So if you are, you know, packing your vehicle full of expensive lighting gear, just make sure that it's safe. So here's a look at the view from Dana Point. as I was going through Laguna Beach area. And yeah, it was just a beautiful drive. The sun was coming up early in the morning. It was probably about 7 a.m. Just coming through the cove right here. I could get a look at the beach. And this is really one of the reasons that I live in California, is just to be able to experience, the coastline and the waves. And it's just a beautiful place to live. Just arrived at the location for today, and a little bit early. Call time for myself was 7:45, I think. It's like 7:15 right now. So it's always good to be a little bit early. Let's go take a look. So this is our location. First thing I like to do when I show up to work is put my roll of tape and my little tool satchel that has like my wrenches and stuff in it on my belt, and then also put my gloves and hang those from my belt as well. You can just kind of get all set up and ready for the day before things get too crazy. So the truck has kind of been like a work in progress, slowly adding things and just kind of getting more organized as we come along. We just added this chain-driven lift gate probably about 5-6 months ago, and that's made a huge difference. We also got this sandbag cart and these shelving units that we put in the back that are just kind of nice for organizing all of our aperture gear. We had to create the correct spacing so that like our 1200 would fit on the shelf nice. And then the rest of our stuff is on carts and can roll off fairly smoothly out onto the lift gate and go right out to set when necessary. One thing I always try to do right when I show up to set is I have a couple of cones that I put out, and I just try to do like a little perimeter of cones just so that nobody backs into the back of the lift gate or other vehicles. A lot of times we're blocking the street, like even in this situation my vehicle is facing the wrong direction, so I think it's a good idea to put some cones out and just make sure everybody sees you. And also you get there in the morning, and then when you're leaving it's like nighttime and someone's backing up and they don't see the edge of the gate, or they don't see that it's down, they run into it. So having the reflective cones out really makes a huge difference. So here I'm setting up 600 color. At this point of the day, we're doing our first setup. It's just a couple of little vignettes around. We're basically just shooting some B-roll, and the DP asked me to create like a little ray of sunlight that's kind of like raking along the back cabinets. So what I first started out with was trying to plug in this 600 color here. I'm actually plugging it in behind the dryer so that I don't blow a breaker, because I got quite a few other things plugged in throughout the house. And then you can see it has a color. I go ahead and I reset the Bluetooth. That's something I always do when I'm working with these aperture lights, is I reset the Bluetooth, I get it connected to the iPad, and then I'm able to like dial in color temperature and intensity and things like that. I've been using the iPad mini with this little case with the bumper and the little lanyard, and it's been fantastic. It's my go-to. Then I realized that we needed a little bit more power. We switched over to the 1200D and put that out the door and backed it out a little further. And we ended up with this kind of thing. She's sitting on the couch. We have that backlight. I brought this little 60X in as kind of like a little edge, like a hair light. And then we had the same key that we were using from yesterday, which was our 600D, just on wheels. And it was going through the aperture softbox. And then I think it was either 250 or like 216 or something. Actually, no, it was Frost. It was Hollywood Soft Frost I was using. And that had the grid on front of it. You can see here, the whole thing was on wheels, and I was just kind of carting it around to create these looks. So yeah, mostly B-roll. I think everybody was using autofocus at this point. We're using Canon native lenses so that they could use the nice face tracking autofocus. DP was on a gimbal. He was on the Ronin 2, and the second camera operator was shooting handheld with a 70-200, picking off some shots. And here we were on the dolly, getting some nice smooth push-ins in and out on the dolly. Same sort of lighting, just kind of push things in a little bit more. I have the 60X on a little boom arm that's kind of out from behind her, getting a nice hair light. Here's some clips from the other setup where she's doing like a TikTok, and we're doing like some gimbal, some push-in moves here and there, A cam and B cam. This for the backlight, I'm not sure if I showed it, but I had a shiny board that was pushing through the back window, and that was kind of giving like a nice edge coming along. It was just the sun hitting off a shiny board coming through those windows. And then again, the same key light. I was able to repurpose it throughout the day just by rolling it around and kind of getting it in right where I needed to kind of fill in or key throughout the day. And that was working great. Then that was our last setup inside. We moved to outside doing some daytime exterior stuff. Here I needed a little bit more power, so I brought the 1200. DP was still on the gimbal. 1200 was still going through that Hollywood Soft Frost. I think I brought out some 216 on the other side, and then I pushed that reflector off to the side and had that going through the 216. So we were fighting daylight at this point. So it was, the bounce from the reflector, which I softened up a little bit on her far side. Here's a look at that bounce and the frame, just to soften up what the bounce was doing. That was kind of giving her this nice edge right on her hair there. And then our key on the other side was this lightweight combo stand, which I really loved. It's very, very easy to carry around when you're by yourself. And then I just have a cardie connected to a gobo head to another cardie, and I'm just giving myself a little arm to arm out that other piece of diffusion. So here's a look at those wheels. These are the big effing wheels by Matthews. I absolutely love them. Just got them, and they make a huge difference, especially if you're going over, rocky terrain and things like that. After all the scenic views, then I finally got hit with the traffic. It was about an hour and a half getting back within the truck. All right, if you guys made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you so much. Do all the things. Hit the like button, subscribe. You know what to do. Once again, I'm Scott Stevenson. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out my past videos as well as subscribe to see the future ones. I'll see you guys in the next one.